It was a scene that broke the hearts of our Crossroads Relief and Development team working in northern Uganda. 3 kids living alone in a squalid hut with no roof. 2 of them were HIV positive. Agnes, who works with our partners on the ground, clearly remembers that day.
It was a difficult moment for all of us because when we reached here, we saw that this is the place where they were sleeping without the roof. So it was difficult for all of us. I remember all of us went in tears to see the suffering that the children were going through.
Alice and her 2 siblings lost both their parents, the mother first, then the father, likely to HIV. She was 7 years old when she took responsibility for the household. Her brother was 5, and her little sister was only 2.5 days old. Because people are afraid of those living with the disease, they were isolated with little help. As the Civil War ended in 2006, Alice and her siblings left their IDP camp to return home.
There was some group of people from the camp came here and constructed for them a hut, and so they started living here. And they would find food by digging other people's garden. They go work in people's garden, then in turn they are given food.
From 7 to 11 years old, Alice struggled to manage their disease and their survival. Finally, a fire destroyed the roof of their home, and as children, they were unable to rebuild. They managed to put a tarp partially up to give them a little shelter and continued the fight to survive.
She had lost hope because there was even no one to come and encourage them or to comfort them, so totally she had lost hope.
But hope began to live again when the team from Crossroads visited her in 2011. She was 11 years old. Even for seasoned humanitarian workers and Ugandans themselves, the scene was heartbreaking.
Because of the conflict here, child-headed households is not totally uncommon. What you always hope is that somebody intervenes and finds them, because they could be, it could be an awfully lonely existence with children in a home and no parent around. And of course, the parents here died during that time frame, and they were living in squalor in a pretty remote area. If you haven't seen it before, it's really hard to understand, but it's just even sad for the Ugandans that came here. They were very moved. So you can imagine the loneliness of trying to raise your 2 siblings as a young child by yourself.
Tomorrow, Crossroads brings the story of this child-headed household to Canadians, and a miracle ensues.
I think I was more excited than even the children. I was so happy.
We're just so thankful.
Our face was uplifted, and she continues trusting God more and more.